Hi everyone! Welcome to today's virtual story time. My name is Shelly, and today we're going to be reading the book called The Sea Glass Treasure. Now I'm really excited to share this story with you because guess what? I wrote it. I'm the author of it. See, there's my name, by Shelly Peters. I live right here in Warren County. That's right, I'm one of your neighbors. And when my kids were little, I used to take them to the library for story time. So the fact that now I've written a book and I actually get to share it with all the other kids here in Warren County is really super special. So if you don't mind, I would like to share my story with you now. Again, it's called The Sea Glass Treasure, and the author is Shelly Peters, that's me, and the illustrator is a very talented artist named Anna Murfield. Okay, The Sea Glass Treasure. Here we go. This is the dedication page. Remember those 3 kids I told you about that I used to take to the library for story time? Well, they're all grown up, but here they are for Jack, Sam, and Lucy. You are my true treasures. Thank you for making my life so fun and fulfilling. That's the dedication page. And away we go. In 1910, on the Japanese Sea, many fishing boats set sail from shore. A loud splash is heard as they cast out their nets. But wait! Will the ropes sink to the seafloor? No! For greenish bubbles of glass, all handmade with care, attach to the nets and hold them high. They are proud, pretty globes that take joy in their task, shouting, "We have a great life we cannot deny." Through sunny days and rainy ones, in times when the wind blows strong, the greenish bubbles of glass keep the fishing nets drifting along. Then comes a day when on the water so rough, the heavy nets and ropes pull free. A single glass bubble washes far, far away and screams, "Where is my Japanese sea?" The bubble travels past creatures both giant and small. It sees turtles, dolphins, and blue whales so tall. The bubble bounces off the hull of a large metal ship. It must duck from a school of flying fish. Playful seals fling the glass globe way up high in the sky. Then it crashes back in the water with a swish. Next page. It is frightened at times, but mostly bobs along in wonder, until a crack it feels, and the glass bubble goes under. It plunges, it dives, it falls, deep into the ocean so blue. The greenish glass bubble yells, "Oh, this simply cannot be true. The end of my journey has at long last come." "No, little bubble, your journey has just begun." See, there he's falling, and there's the little crack. Upon a coral shelf, the glass bubble crashes hard, no longer smooth and round, but rather it breaks into at least 12 shards. One of the shards, so pointy and rough, is soon whisked away by a current. It bounces and tumbles along the ocean's jagged floor, past marvels like shipwrecks of merchants. The greenish glass shard beholds treasures of old and garbage from just yesterday. It encounters swirly shells and deep ocean vents and carefree crabs that want to play. Pretty, look at all those ocean things. Anemone tentacles grab at the shard. Octopi are curious too. Algae-covered statues and fish that glow bright. To these the shard says adieu. On its way the shard rambles for months and then years. Mostly it smiles, but there are also some tears. Oh, how I long for the life I had once lived. In all my round glory, I had so much to give. I held nets in their catch in just the right place. In the sunlight I glimmered, and the moonlight I embraced. And now here's the shard at the bottom of the sea, far from the sunlight, far from feeling glee. Would it feel worth once more? Perhaps again no inspiration? The answer is yes, but the shard's path would leave the ocean. On a gray, cloud-filled day, when the waves blow out of reach, the greenish glass shard tumbles onto a beach. To its right it sees shells, to its left there are rocks, all treasures from the sea, on the sand, by the docks. Soon worries and wonder once again fill its thoughts. My journey's been amazing, yet is this where everything stops? I cannot be bitter, I will not be mad. Many friends have crossed my path, and countless adventures I've had. And then, just like that, two figures are on the horizon, strolling along the shore, laughing. Their eyes are shining. It is a young girl with her grandma in tow. They both hold plastic baggies and they walk along slow. Within minutes they are above it, the glass shard upon the sand. There's a shriek of excitement, a speedy grasp. It is in her hand. The little girl is jumping, so thrilled to show her find. Her grandma coos at its tumbled edges and the perfectly frosted design. They are speaking of the shard, once so sharp with many cracks, but now it's been transformed into a piece of stunning sea glass. Its finder has a plan. She has dreamt it for many a moon. The tumbled shard will become a necklace over which her loved ones can swoon. The precious piece of jewelry will adorn her for decades to come. The girl dons it in the sunshine and when she dances in the moonlight for fun. The shard now feels fulfillment and love after an odyssey of uncertainty and change, which leads it to ask, why'd I doubt and feel fear? Simply because my life plans were rearranged. 110 years saw this journey unfold, and the tale continues to be. For the greenish bubble of glass that faced heartbreak and change now shouts, I'm a treasure from the sea. And this is the epilogue of the story. This is where the author gets a chance to maybe send a special message to her readers. And that's what I did here. And it says, I hope that all will realize as we go through our lives, many adventures we will know. Some will make us happy, others may make us sad. What's important is from these experiences we grow. So don't give up and don't give in to the fear life changes may bring. For as the greenish bubble of glass that transformed into treasure, the growth can make our hearts sing. The end. And that was my story. Thank you so much for letting me share it with you. I thought it might be fun to show you what inspired me to write my story. You can see in the background, I put a picture of the ocean and the beach up. I do live in New Jersey, like I said before, and we have the Jersey Shore, don't we? The ocean comes right there. And so I get to spend a lot of my time, well, not a lot, I wish it was more, searching for sea glass. And look what I made here for you guys. It's a tiny little beach, see? And in it, I have put, it's heavy, little pieces of sea glass that I found. Isn't that pretty? This is a rare one. It's red, and here's a greenish color. And these were also some of the shells and sand dollars that I found when I've been at the ocean. And when I do my visits to schools, which I guess we can't do right now, can we? But when I do, I set up a little beach like this, and I hide the sea glass in the sand. And the kids, they get to search for a piece and keep it for themselves. So maybe one day I'll get to visit your school. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Sometimes people ask me, well, where does sea glass come from? Sea glass comes from old bottles. This is an old bottle that a lot of people, they used to use in pharmacies. And in the top of them would be these little glass stoppers. See that? Well, here on the Jersey Shore, guess what? These stoppers, they wash up on shore, perfectly frosted and tumbled. I found that one near Seaside Heights. Pretty exciting. That was a good day. Other things, they come from old bottles like I showed you. Here's a cool old red bottle that I had from when I was younger. Here, these are insulators, old-fashioned ones. They would break and tumble, and then they wash up on shore and create beautiful sea glass. Want to know what else creates sea glass? Marbles. Aren't these cool? All of these marbles have been frosted and tumbled, and I collected some, not all. I did have some friends share theirs with me so that when I go visit the kids and share my story, I can show them that. With the tiniest pieces of sea glass I find, you know what I do? Look at this. I put it into a necklace. Do you see all the little pieces there? Very fun. So I get to wear that, and it's very special to me. The other thing quickly I wanted to show you, look, it's the little glass fishing floats. This one right here, my grandparents, they took a trip to Japan in 1950. That's a long time ago, isn't it? And they found this on the shore. I didn't realize that they had been there and that they found this. When I was helping my dad clean out his house, we found this in a box with a lot of their other treasures that they had collected from their travels. And this was one of them. And here I was in the midst of writing this story about a Japanese fishing float, and my grandparents had found a very same glass fishing float way back when. This is another one. You can see the ropes are tied around this one still. I didn't find that. Somebody sent that to me. And then this one, look at how big this sea glass, this Japanese float is. This one was found by my sister-in-law 2 years ago. It washed up on a beach up in Alaska. They were up there fishing, and she found 2 of these. So of course I said, you've got to give me one. And she did. Wasn't that nice? So this fishing float came all the way from Japan. It floated along in the ocean. They say it takes about 10 years for a fishing float to go from Japan all the way to the west coast of the United States. Sometimes, like the one in our story, they break and they fall to the ocean floor, and then they get tumbled along, and then they wash up eventually, we hope, on shore, so that sea glass hunters like myself can collect it and treasure it. So those were some of the treasures. Oops, here I am. I'm still here. Another thing I like to do with sea glass sometimes is I make pictures. Oh, sorry, the glare. Look at that. I took some of my prettier pieces and I made a little field of flowers with it. That was fun. But mostly, we just like to collect it and display it. See, here are a bunch of pieces I found, and I put in this cool mason jar, and then I have these lights in there, and I think it looks magical. So, a lot of different pieces. I have been lucky enough to collect sea glass on beaches all over the world. I've been to Spain and to Mexico, and we've been to the Bahamas, and I gotta tell you, some of the best pieces I found, though, are right here in our state of New Jersey. So, yay Jersey Shore. So my hobby of collecting sea glass is what inspired me to write my story. I hope each and every one of you has a hobby, something you're passionate about. I know when I go into the schools and I get to talk to the kids, I'll hear things like everything from, I like to collect rocks, or I like knitting, I like to bake. One little boy told me he loved to go out and go hiking in the woods with his dad. Fabulous. Everybody should have a hobby, something you're excited about. All right, well, that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me share my story with you. I hope you enjoyed it. And who knows, maybe we'll get to meet each other again someday. Maybe it'll even be on a beach while I'm collecting my sea glass. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.